Well, hello everyone. Um, there is a problem. Can you spot the problem? For those of you who obviously usually watch the Cheese Room, and I know you all do, we are missing one of our group, a couple of our group really, but we've got a few coming on later. But the caller is sadly not with us right now. We hope he'll be with us soon. He's had a few issues. I don't want to go into details, but he's doing all right. He's perfectly fine. And he'll be joining in at some point soon, let's hope. But as you can see, with me tonight, HG is Cheese Room Shan. All right, Shan, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Obviously, it's a pleasure to share the room with you, HG. I mean,
There are other people watching, Shan. Okay, we can't do what we normally do.
yeah,
But
I feel like it's a good look with Caller not here. I feel like he's just redundant anyway now, isn't he? Let's
look,
be honest.
a lot of people think that he and I look the same anyway. So as far as there are some people watching, I'm sure, who are like, "Oh yeah, Caller is there. Where's HG? He's got HG in the corner, but it can't be him." But yeah, to those of you who are watching, all 14 of you, welcome to the show this evening. It is the Friday night preview of the weekend game, and yeah, who have we got? Who are we playing this weekend, Shand? Can you tell us?
Oh, I don't know. It's some club from down the road that's made of plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, they are really plastic. You know, let's forget about them until later because we did play last night.
Yeah.
And I know you did your watch along last night. What did you think of the game, Shan?
I don't think it was as awful as the Twitter backlash would suggest. I think there's a slight over exaggeration on that particular platform at the moment. It was better than the Palace game, and I think a draw away at Rennes is a decent result. I think anyone that doesn't think that is quite obviously disrespecting Rennes. They're a team that were in the Champions League last year. Um, they spotted our weakness. They showed us a lot of respect at first. They spotted our weakness, and then that was it. They were at us, and we struggled to contain them until Højbjerg came on. But we all know my love for Højbjerg, so I'll stop at that.
No. Let's talk about him because we were better once he came on the pitch. Not just aesthetically when it came to looks, but actually as a team, we were much better when Højbjerg came on. We looked much more solid. It was a shame to see Bergwijn go off. It didn't seem like a really big kick on the leg for Bergwijn, but I guess it got him exactly where he got injured playing for Holland. Same area of the leg because I think he knew pretty instantly that he wasn't going to be able to continue. But yeah, Højbjerg in midfield, we look a better team with him there, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a big difference from when Højbjerg don't play to when he does. And then just to top it all off, that great finish to make it 2-2 when we needed him most, he was there.
Were you sorry? Were you surprised he found the corner?
No, because we all know he's got it in his locker. He scored some good goals. Caller said it was a tap in. I disagree. I think it was a bit more than a tap in, but yeah.
I think Kula may have been winding you up a little bit, but he definitely took it well. And I have a feeling like had it been Lucas, I'm not so sure it would have been taken as well. I think Højbjerg knew exactly what he wanted to do and was quite calm in doing it. I know that it's a one touch, just you and the goalkeeper really, but you get a decent touch, it should find the corner, and that's what Højbjerg did. So yeah, 2-2 is maybe not the greatest of score lines. We all wanted to see Spurs win, but Rennes are a decent team. No. Who is this?
Get out of my seat, you imposter. You're not me. I'm me. I heard what you said, Shan. I heard what you said, every word. This is like a hostile takeover. What's going on? I've got my whiskey here. I've got COVID-19 in my blood, and that's why I'm a little bit late tonight. So, look, yes, I do indeed have COVID, which is lovely. But that's not going to keep me away from the Cheese Room this evening. It will, unfortunately, keep me away from the stadium at the weekend. So there's a lovely ticket in the North Stand. Just got on the ticket exchange. If you want to be there, then, knock yourself out. So, yeah, not feeling too bad. How you doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah, we're well. We were having a good old chat and just talking about Højbjerg's goal and how great he is for Spurs and how that we. I don't think. I mean, I agreed with Shan. I think that we weren't that terrible. We were certainly better than Palace. So last night's game was actually, I think, like I thought it was a good game of old school European football where the home side thought we don't get to play against these teams very often. It was a big deal for Rennes. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're okay.
Mm. Well, let's hope that that there's more of the same at the weekend. I think it could be a cracker, couldn't it?
Well, if you're a Chelsea fan, absolutely.
Oh, come on, HG. That's a bit negative, isn't it?
Well, hang on a second. Negative. They're joint top of the Premier League. They won the European Cup last year. I'm old school. I still call it European Cup. They have a very good squad. They have a very good manager. We can't make fun of them anymore because Lampard's gone. Yeah, like I know we're at home and I expect 60-odd thousand to be fully behind the Spurs, but it's a tough one. And like I think we'd all rather be in Chelsea's shoes than ours, sadly, right now.
Well, that's true, but I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Sorry I'm late. My Tesla didn't break down, and I haven't been taken out by the legend that is Shan. As per the rumours, like a Muffonzo hit. Special welcome to our very special people in the chat who've taken out our YouTube memberships. So it's Max, Sam. What is going on, Shan? What's the matter with you?
Oh, Daddy Longlegs just landed on me. Sorry,
that's
guys.
Great. That's great. Paul, yes, it's available. Paul, let me know if you want it. Sam and Max, they're all here. They are all here. And Sam wants to know: is Shan wearing Mickey Mouse ears on her head?
No, it's a bow.
There you go. It's a bow. So if you want to get involved in the YouTube channel, so you do get priority shout outs. You can see the little badge next to their name. And we are working on some really sexy custom emojis for people to have. It's $1.99 a month. So there are perks that come with it. I'm sure one of us can post the link to that in the chat at some point, but it should be on our YouTube channel homepage anyway. So thanks very much. We appreciate your support, and we will definitely get to a lot of those shout outs during the show. Let's see who the next person to sign up is. It gives you a big news flash when that happens. So there you go. Can HG get a bow? Paul wants to know.
I can, sure. I mean, my daughter's got plenty of them, so I could put one on my head. I don't think it would really make me look any better, but if that's the type of thing that Paul likes, I'll do it for him.
I'd like to see that. So where are we at? I guess we're talking Spurs, Rennes.
Yeah, we talked a little bit. We mentioned the goals. We talked about Højbjerg mostly because, why wouldn't you?
Well, if Shan's involved, that's no surprise, is it really?
No. But I think he was Spurs' best player. Certainly once he came on, but even on the bench, maybe he was pretty good. I mean, Ndombele had his moments, but Højbjerg, once he came on, he really just directed everything. He was the leader that we didn't have. Kane can be many things, but he's not that type of player to really order people around and tell people where they need to be and what to do. And Højbjerg was doing that from the first moment he came on the pitch. So we're very lucky to have him. I mean, obviously there are things that he's not so great at, but Spurs have needed a general in midfield for a long time, and Højbjerg isn't only that person; he wants to be that person, which is great.
Oh yeah, he loves it. He's a right trappy little shit. Ndombele, possibly the opposite of that. What did you think of his game, Shan? You did the watch along live. I know with a lot of the Spurs faithful. What did you make of his performance? I know he made the first goal, didn't he, with that back heel? But what else did you think?
I thought he was an absolute rascal last night. Honestly, I thought some of the skill he was coming up with was brilliant. I thought other than Højbjerg, he was probably our best player. A lot of the creativity on the pitch was coming from him, which is what we expect. I don't think he was lazy at all. I think he was getting about the pitch a bit, trying to win back the ball. Some of the runs he was making as well. I think he has definitely started to work his way into contention for the Premier League, I reckon. Nuno needs to swallow his pride with Ndombele because it's about winning games. You need your best players, and Ndombele is one of our best players, so he needs to play.
It definitely is. Do you agree with that, HG? I mean, I've seen a lot of condemnation of Tongi. I saw it in our patron chat earlier on. Pat was sort of talking about it. I said I completely disagreed, and for once you're on the same page as me. But do you think he should be in the side against Chelsea? And do you think he's got to play a role really for us to be successful this season?
Successful, yes. If we play 4-3-3 that Nuno likes to play, then Ndombele probably should be one of the three. We don't know where Lo Celso is when it comes to those things. Obviously, he's not played since it was for Argentina. But none of us really want to see Winks play. And, Skip and Højbjerg might be, I don't know if that defensive is Dele a central midfielder. Like 4-3-3, I suspect that Nuno has a few options. But and Ndombele won't be one of those options, let's be honest. He's not going to play him. Ndombele may not even be on the bench. I hope he is, and the injury crisis tends to make you think he should be, but you just don't know. I think that Nuno he wants to work with people who are committed, not just for not just until January transfer window, but actually for the season. So I get it. I get both sides. But I think that when you've got a player like Ndombele who can do what he does, and no one else, not just no one else at Spurs, but very few people in the league can do what he does. You have to have him involved. I can totally understand not having him in the starting 11 for certain games, but someone like that needs to be in the 20 because he can create something out of nothing. Absolutely.
He certainly gives you something different. Another man who I felt gave us something different was Brian Hill. Shan, what are your thoughts on him? I mean, potentially Son. I don't know I haven't seen any team news around Sonny. So I presume we're still waiting for an update as to whether he's going to be in the side or not. But should Hill be considered to be part of that, especially with Bergwijn and Moura potentially out? Should he be starting on Sunday? What did you think of him?
100%. If Bergwijn, Moura and Sonny are all out, he 100% has to play. I'll be amazed if he doesn't. I think he's shown enough to deserve to start. Not if the others are fit, but considering they're not, he deserves a spot in the team, and I think he could work well. He's got a lot of pace. He draws fouls. He likes to go and win the ball. He wins the ball high up the pitch. That's what Nuno likes. He's got a good set piece on him. There's no reason why he shouldn't get a chance to play. Why buy players if we're not going to play them?
I mean, I suppose I go back to Crystal Palace and we sort of preferred Dele up there. HG to Hill. For you, your view on him? I mean, I thought he had a good game. He looked like he was getting around the back, putting some balls in the box, doing his job, basically. What's your view?
If he wasn't being kicked up in the air, whenever he got the ball, his first touch was pretty good. He was always looking to take people on. I think that's a great thing. But, pace. We need pace. Kane doesn't have any. Dele doesn't have any. If we don't have anyone with pace in that team, Chelsea will just strangle us. They'll control the ball, they'll play in our half, and it will be like watching Mourinho, frankly. So if we want to get anything on the counter-attack, we need to have someone with the ability to beat a man and hopefully find the corner. Brian has never really been, I don't think he's ever really shown to be that goal scorer, and he is only 20. I mean, he's so young. But given the fact that we could have Lucas and Bergwijn and Son and others out, Brian has to start. He has to be one of the front players. The only way the only thing he won't is if we play five and we ask Reguilon and probably Emerson to go up from fullback and provide that, and then we have Kane and maybe Dele as a front two. Then you'd need to have those runners really pushing on forward. But it just makes a lot more sense to have someone like Brian do it because that is his game. He's comfortable. He wants to take players on.
Yeah, and Shan, just on Emerson Royale with cheese, an improved performance, I suppose I'd say, against Rennes, wasn't it? I mean, he was pretty hapless. Is probably a bit strong against Crystal Palace, but it certainly wasn't the best debut I've ever seen. Obviously, that was yours on the cheese room, but this was a much improved performance. Is he going to start right back? Do you think? Or do you push him further up?
I think if Bergwijn, Son and Moura are all out, I think we may see Hill on the left and Emerson on the right with Doherty at right back. I say that with...
Sorry, I just nearly choked on my lovely whiskey. It's American Kentucky Bourbon Trace It's all I had to hand, to be honest. And I thought, well, my taste has probably gone. My taste has probably gone with COVID, so I may as well just drink some of the cheap shit, right? So we're on American blends tonight. But anyway, I do digress. Shan, what are you doing?
Trying to get this spider.
Yeah, who knew a daddy long legs could be so disruptive?
I've got one of these amazing spider catchers. I think I got it from Aldi or something a couple of years ago, and it's great. You catch all sorts with it.
Jesus Christ, man!
Well, that's our entertainment sorted for the night, isn't it? I tell you the other thing. I've got a Zap racket, which is wonderful as well. So
I need one of them.
Yeah, this is a good point that Paul makes about last night. Yeah, that Emerson Royal played as in effect as the right winger because Doherty was behind him, and it suited him. He looked much better when he didn't have to defend. He didn't really have to worry about it. So yeah, like I definitely feel that there's, to me, it makes so much sense that we try and play 3 centre backs and have our full backs, hopefully do more attacking than defending, but at least have the pace to get up there and try and hurt. Because we know Chelsea, they don't play with width. They have their wing backs do exactly the same, but they kind of clog up the middle of the pitch and play nice 5, 6, 7-yard passes to each other and kind of strangle you that way. So if we match up with Chelsea, then Emerson Royal to me should start. I'd much rather have him as a wing back than Doherty, because I think Doherty as a wing back it might be better when you have the ball, and we probably won't.
What I would say is Shan is providing some absolute wonderful footage for me clipping this and posting it on social media. The way that some people like to clip things that incriminate people and put them on social media. That's definitely going to be me doing that to you this week. And looking forward to Chelsea. How much do you think we're going to miss Tanganga, Shan?
Sorry, what?
How much are we going to miss Tanganga?
Tanganga? Oh, we're going to miss him a lot, aren't we? But I suppose if he's out of any game, at least it's one that we're probably going to lose anyway. So, silver lining and all that. Jesus Christ, I've never known such a daddy longlegs to create such anxiety in a room.
You need to take a minute, right, and put your little face on like you've done for everybody and go get it. And just get it. Just kill it. There we go. There we go. That's better. For you, HG, Tanganga's influence is going to be missed, I guess.
Yeah, because I think he's been decent for the season. I mean, I know he got sent off against Palace, which is why he's not going to play. But generally speaking, Tanganga has been a pretty good defender this season. Right back was solid. Centre back, I think he did really well in the Palace game before the rash challenges. Yeah. And so, yeah, we'll miss him. Like, he would be starting at right back. There's no doubt in my mind that a 4-3-3 with Tanganga at right back would have been much more likely to happen. Because he can't. Yeah, who are the 3 centre halves going to be? You hope that Romero and Sanchez will be fit and they'll probably start, and it'll be those 2 plus Rodon. But yeah, it's weird because I genuinely think that Nuno will probably stick with his 4-3-3, although I don't think we have the players to do it. And especially now that we've got all the people out and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's not going to be a fun watch. I mean, I will watch it and I will love it because it's Spurs, but my levels of hope are pretty low, sadly.
I'll be watching it with my friend COVID from the Man Cave now, unfortunately. So, I suppose at least I won't have to trudge home in disappointment if we do lose. But we should think positively. We've got the team to compete, and potentially we've got all our South American contingent back in contention, which I think gives us more than a fighting chance. Shan, firstly, can I just ask, is Tango down? Have you Tango downed it? Gone.
I can't find it.
No, on Call of Duty when you double tap someone, Tango down. No?
No, I've no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, bottom line, you've lost it.
I've lost it. I don't know where it's
gone.
So
it gave you 3 minutes off to go and take it out, and this is how you repay me.
Do you know what? I've had less time off than all of you lots. Don't come at me with that, honestly.
Very true. You take all the time you need to zap that thing, Shan. I absolutely love it. All right, so South Americans, Shan, where are they going to slot into the side? Are they going to slot into the side?
I reckon, yeah, because we've got no one else. Let's be real. We've got no one else. We might as well just turn Hotspur Way into a hospital at this point. Like, seriously, could it get any worse? I think we could see all of them. I think we'll see Sanchez and Romero at the back. I hope in a free, but that probably won't happen. And I reckon I think Jose played Lo Celso on the right of a front three as well before, and he's done okay. So he can play there if we need him to. So you could, in theory, put Lo Celso at right wing and then have Emerson at right back. But there's options. It's going to be a bit of a stick a plaster on it and hope it does the job kind of squad, I think.
Like I think we have to keep the ball, right? Like Chelsea are so good at that if we want to do anything, we have to out Chelsea a little bit and play our better ball players. There's no point having midfielders who aren't capable, or don't want to try. Like, you know, and I probably put Winks as well as Skip in that. Like they're good at whatever it is they do. Skip is obviously quite happy to sit deep and play it simple. But we're going to need a bit more than that. We're going to need people to be brave, and that's where Ndombele comes in. So Ndombele and Lo Celso, as much as it's a risk against Chelsea to do that, the only way we're going to relieve the pressure is by having those players who can do it. It won't happen otherwise, and so we just have to. Like I would rather try to be progressive in midfield, knowing full well that Chelsea will be Chelsea regardless, so it doesn't matter. What do we do? Are we just going to sit deep and play with the back six like Mourinho used to do, and hope that a set piece might bring us something? No, like it to me, like because of the injuries, because of the people that we've got, I think a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 with a bit of pace is our best hope. And if our middle is Højbjerg, Lo Celso, and Ndombele, well, a lot of people have wanted to see that for a very long time, and it hasn't really worked for Spurs. But why not now, right? Like they've never really played together. Mourinho was obviously far too defensive to try and do that. So hopefully, when needs must, the three of them might come around and do something really good for us.
Absolutely. We've got some good comments coming in. No three defensive midfielders, please. I just don't want to see Harry Winks anywhere near the side. That would be like amazing.
Well, we didn't play yesterday, so
that's the worry, isn't it? I mean, he was either that bad that, you know, he's being not considered whatsoever against Palace, which is that's the theory I subscribe to, or he was being rested, which I know is the theory that potentially you might be subscribing to there. HG, you're not going to see him near the side, are we?
No. Like I think we played Skip last night because Skip is a defensive midfielder and we didn't want to play Højbjerg. Ndombele was always going to be one of the other two, and we decided to play start with Brian. It was on paper, when you looked at the team last night, it looked like it was going to be pretty attacking because it had Brian and Bergwijn and Lucas. I don't think Brian is really suited to that role in central midfield, and he didn't get much of a chance to play it. But I think Winks was just not good enough, frankly, to be in the team that we wanted to play. Ndombele needed the minutes more than Winks did, and so did Brian. Both of those really should be closer to the first team than Winks is, and so I actually fully agree with the fact that Winks didn't start last night, but not because I thought that he would play against Chelsea.
Well, back by popular demand, here is John. How are you, John? You all right?
Well, thank you very much. How are you doing, Caller?
I've got COVID, so you know I've probably been better if I'm honest. But I've got the whiskey in my hand. Some whiskey in my hand. I've had too many already, and I've got the company of you good people, so I'm sure I'll pull through and be absolutely fine. But it's kind of fucked my week up really, so a bit annoying. What do you think then, John? Were you impressed? Just briefly going back to the Europa League 2-2 draw with Rennes. Did you see any improvement from that team from the Crystal Palace result?
Well, I didn't see that much of it because I was working, although we've got TVs around where I work. The little bits I did see, some good, some bad. And Ndombele obviously showed some flashes. Obviously, he was always going to turn up a little bit in France, wasn't he? Hopefully, it's his foot into the team. Hopefully, I don't think he'll start Sunday. think it's going to be a slow process, and he'll probably play Europa League games until Nino decides that he either needs him or trusts him. Apart from performance, would you have taken the draw beforehand? I probably would. Rennes are one of the best teams in the competition. I've seen a lot of West Ham fans being big time that they beat Zagreb 2-0, but I'm not convinced Zagreb are better than Rennes.
Well, they're not according to the bookies. Rennes are third favourites, slightly behind us. So, and the bookies never got it wrong. I mean, look at the Tottenham manager search for a good example of that.
So no one was ever going to get that one right, were they?
No. We've got a Chelsea fan in the chat. Hi, welcome. We're an inclusive society. Will Son start against us? Yes, he's going to fuck you up. Absolutely. So if there's any questions for the Chelsea fan, patrons, YouTube supporters, and all guests, please do put them absolutely in the chat. It doesn't escape my gaze that there's only 33 likes so far. So if you are watching, please, even if you just feel a little bit sorry for me because I've got COVID, I'm going to have to isolate for days to come, then please hit a like. If you feel sorry for Shan because she's got a daddy long legs flying around her room that she's making pathetic attempts to swat.
Update, it's dead. It's gone.
And if you like that kind of thing as well, it's spider murder, then do smash the like button. If you like HG's face, smash the like button.
Well, that's not going to get many. It's not going to get anyone, is it? I'm not even sure my wife would like it. Come on.
And if you're happy to see John back in the choose room like I am, smash a like, please do. We will get that number up throughout the show. So, how do you think Chelsea are going to line up against us, Shan? What's your sort of thoughts on their shape and who are no? Do you just answer that question and I'll pass the other one along? How are they going to line up? What's the shape going to be?
All right, you've asked the question 3 times.
While you do that, I need to go refill my medicine.
Go on, stop your cam then. There we go. That's better.
I can still talk, you know.
So yeah, I think it'll be a 3-5-3.
3-5-3.
3-5-2. I don't know what I'm on about today. Honestly, it's still there, wriggling about a little bit, but I think it's gone. But yeah, no, I think we're going to see 3 at the back. We're going to see him play with wing backs. We're going to see him clog up the midfield, as HG says. Lukaku's going to play up top. Yeah. I can't. Is it too late to pull out of the watch along, caller?
No, sorry. I mean, you might have to even tolerate me in the watch along, depending on my status, right? You know, seeing how I am.
Oh God, it just gets worse.
The worst part is, like, I didn't see the Chelsea game in midweek, but I think I saw somewhere that their team against Zenit was actually a weakened side, that they were leaving their better players for the weekend game. We can't get a break in that respect. But yeah, like, it's going to be the usual Tuchel 3-4-3. I suspect, Marcus Alonso will be left back, and Azpilicueta will be, or Reece James will be the right wing back, and I think Kante's back. So, great. Another fantastic player that they can choose from. Havertz is class. We can't even hope that Werner starts because Lukaku just keeps on scoring, so he'll play. Yeah, Chelsea, they're not just the best team in Europe right now. They've got the best squad in the league. I firmly believe it. So, they could drop 3 or 4 players, and I don't think you'd really notice the difference. I hope that they play Jorginho and Kovacic because I think they're probably a bit slower, but we don't really have any pace to deal with that either. The days of watching Son just zoom past Jorginho at Wembley, I don't see that happening. And even if Son is fit, I don't see that happening because they'll have some better defenders behind them. But yeah, like Chelsea, at any time this season is going to be a tough game. But I think they're just about getting into stride now. They've played the easy games away at Arsenal, and then they've got a tougher game coming up. But yeah, like it would be difficult if we were at full strength, but when we're probably not, it's really tough. I mean, I don't think there's any other word to use apart from tough.
John, which South Americans would you pick? So would you have Obviously, Romero, Sanchez, Lo Celso, all back in contention. Would you put any of them straight into the side?
Is Dyer out? I presume he is.
I think sadly he's available. I mean, I think fortunately he's available.
Does it?
Go on.
So I'm not sure. Does anyone know? Like, have they released the team news? Because they usually do that on a Friday. So I suspect it's out. But I guess that Nuno would have played his cards close to his chest and doesn't really want to let people know. You know.
I think there wasn't a big press conference because of he did like that little one after the game last night. So there hasn't been the normal lunchtime press conference they do. He did say the 3 South Americans will be available. The Chelsea won't start, I imagine, unless we really need him. So really it's a case of, is Dyer fit? He's not. I think Moreira may well start. I think Sanchez is a shoo-in. He's guaranteed. He's probably the only one physically strong enough to cope with Lukaku, but I still think Lukaku will batter out defenders whoever plays.
I don't know. Romero dealt with Lukaku quite well in Serie A last season.
He did. I mean, if you want to have a little bet, I'm pretty sure if Romero starts, betting on the booking for him is going to be low odds. But if it's not, get a couple of pounds on.
Well, according to Sky, Son Heung-min, Eric Dyer are doubts. Bergwijn and Mora are also doubts, and obviously Tanganga and Sessegnon are out. So there's no real update to what we know. I guess we're going to get that tomorrow morning. But it's if you've got the players fit, I would stick Romero in the defence anyway. Like you said, he shackled Lukaku last season. I think you need him. He's a big game player. I know Paul Muir wants to make the case in the chat. Hello, Paul, for Rodon. But I'm almost certain we're going to play 4 at the back. So I can't see it being Romero and Rodon if Sanchez and Dyer are fit as well. So in reality, I think it's probably going to be Sanchez and Dyer if they're both, as long as they're both fit and available. I do think it will be those two. But for me, please do play Romero. Please do play Romero. And obviously, Paul feels that way about Rodon. Rodon's been all right, hasn't he, HG? Last couple of games, he's not been. This isn't a loaded question, Amy. But maybe it is a little bit. But he's been all right, hasn't he? He's not been disastrous by any stretch of imagination. I think he's looked pretty strong.
I will go with he's been better than disastrous. How about that? Is that a fair point? One of my favourite parts of the game last night was watching him welly it across field for no reason. Like he's like, oh, I don't want to pass it back to the keeper. I'm just going to boot it like 50 yards across the field to get it out. That was like watching me at my very best, and that's not a good thing. So look, like Rodon obviously has, he's fast and he's big and he wants to get involved. I mean, he's an aggressive defender like Romero, like Sanchez. I think that if we do go 3 at the back, then I think Rodon should start. I don't think we'll bring Dyer back. So I think then you'll see it. But if it's a 2, I think it has to be Romero and Sanchez. If only for the fact that they've been training together for the last 10 days. So they should have. I don't know what they've been training against. Did we find like a local kids team? Where have they been? Like, there's been no coverage of them in Croatia, which surprises me. You'd have thought that someone would have been interested enough to find out what they were doing and where they were. But look, if they've had 10 days of uninterrupted training, and they're both centre halves, you would hope that and they're both Spanish speakers, that the 2 of them would do well together. But look, Rodon was better than disastrous. He's not the worst centre half I've seen, but I don't think he's one of the best 3 that we've got. I really don't.
Shan, what's your Spider status right now?
I think it came back to life, a bit like Harry Winks every season.
I think we could call it Højbjerg. No?
What are you on about?
Well, all over the place.
Oh, come on. Come on. I will not tolerate that slander here. Stop right now. But I believe, hang on, let me just double check. Oh, yeah, still alive. Okay, I shouldn't have done that.
I like some of the comments coming in. What percentage is there chance of Ndombele starting? Shan, I think I'll go with 25 max. Similar view?
Yeah, I don't think he will start, but I want to see him start.
Quick straw poll. HG, would you start him?
I would. I'm basing it on the fact that I think that a lot of our attacking wide players are going to be out. So in that case, I would have Ndombele in, and just because I feel like for us to do anything, we have to have the ball. And Ndombele, as much as he's not maybe the best at winning it, he's pretty good at keeping it. He's got the ability to find teammates when passing it, and very few of our midfielders can do that. And he can move us up the pitch. So yeah, I think Ndombele, as much as I understand why he's been out of favour and why a lot of Spurs fans don't want to see him, not just that they don't want to see him tomorrow, but they don't want to see him ever put on a Spurs shirt again. I mean, there are plenty of people on Twitter who seem to think that Ndombele is the devil incarnate. I'm sure it's just to do with the fact that he earns 200 grand a week. I don't think it's anything else. But I think that if we do have all those attacking players out, all those options, then we have to find a way of keeping the ball, because that is pretty much the only way we can hurt Chelsea, is by stopping them from having it.
Yeah. John, what are you saying, John? Would you put Ndombele in your starting 11?
I think it depends on the formation. I think if there's a midfield 3, then yes, I'll be happy for him to be in there. If it's a 2, no. So if we play a 5-2-3 maybe, or if it's a 5-3-2, 5-3-2 probably yes. But who would you put him in for? I guess the question. Dele would be. I think it has to be. You've got to play Skip and Højbjerg if Skip's fit. And I'm still not sure about Dele this year. He's been better, but the effect he's having on the game at the moment in that position probably isn't enough, especially in the big games. Whereas we know Ndombele can have an effect. It's just whether he's got the right attitude, whether he gets injured, because he's a bit of a glass player, isn't he?
Yeah. Good stuff. And Michael joining us. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, Michael.
Hello. Yeah, I'm back.
Been for a marathon today, or?
No, just 10K this morning. Nothing too major.
You make me sick.
10K. Yeah. Just 10 today, not too much.
I have a question for Michael. You're wearing the same stuff in every single video. Do you have 10 of them, or do you just not wash it?
No, I just drive my missus mad. She has to watch it every day, so they're ready for the next day or the day after. Yeah. So as soon as I finish the show, I just chuck it in the wash. Yeah. But I might have to get a couple more now. Now I'm on here regularly. I'm gonna have to get a couple more of these. I think I'm driving them mad. Shani mentioned that yesterday, actually.
Get the green one.
Over there.
The green one is nice. So nice.
Yeah, the green one is nice. Yeah, I might look at that. I might look into it. I went in there today, didn't I? And I see I spoke to you guys earlier, and I see the new shirt, but I didn't see the green one in there, to be honest. I don't think that's been released yet. Didn't see it in there.
Wait, so you've got the Spurs shop close to you?
Yeah. So I popped out today to get a few bits, and I just went past the Spurs shop. It's local to me, and just popped in there to have a look at the third shirt, in the flesh, and it was horrendous. It's just as bad in the flesh. It's just as bad in the flesh as it is on the telly,
That's on the run sheet in a minute. So yeah, don't steal my thunder too much.
But yeah, the green training gear is not in there at all. I didn't see it at all in there. So
it's not been released yet.
No,
it's not been released yet. I'm staying close to that one. I like that. I love a bit of merch. Nice. Clearly not tonight, but I love a bit of merch generally.
We love a bit of green lately, don't we, Spurs? We love a bit of green, green route,
Yeah, quite ironic given that Levy never wants to show anyone the green, but to digress. 84 people watching, 43 likes. Come on, let's get the likes up, and more people can enjoy Shan chasing a daddy long legs round the room. That is what everybody wants to see on a Friday night. Game 0. You'll all be aware this was going to come up. Everyone's got strong opinions on this. I've got strong opinions on this. Game 0. This is being touted, a collaboration between Sky, Chelsea, and Spurs to produce the world's first professional elite level 0 carbon neutral game, which comes with a beautiful special menu. Have you all seen the special menu? So I'm going to read it to you, and then I want a choice of what you would pick. And you can play along with this if you're watching, guys. Just drop it in the box. What you would pick from this beautiful vegan menu. And can I just be really clear? I like vegan food. I went vegan. I'm not offending anyone today. I love vegans. Absolutely love them. I just want to hug them all, to be honest. So first up at the Linesman, which I think I'm right in saying is in the South Stand, there is available beer, battered tofu and chips. Equally, under the South Stand, at Naan and Noodle, there is a vegetable katsu curry. I must say, when it was cooler versus food in the new stadium, I tried the chicken katsu curry and it was absolutely brilliant. Also at the N17 Grill, there is a jackfruit sandwich and fries. I'm told it's a little bit like pulled pork, but it's got no meat, so it's boring. And then at the Touchline Grill, there is the grilled shiitake mushroom burger. Sounds interesting if you like that kind of thing. And at the Tap-In, which is pretty much everywhere throughout the stadium, the sweet potato and lentil pie, which, if I'm being really honest, I'll go first. That would be my choice, if I'm honest. Give me a pie. I love a bit of sweet potato. Let's all not say the same thing. Shan, what are you saying?
I'm glad I'm not going.
Which delicacy? Well, no, this is the bit. So I've seen the backlash on social media. Not like me to get involved in one of those at all. There are many great other food options available. So the vegan menu is a choice if you want to be carbon neutral. They are also selling the burger, the hot dog, and everything else. So we've got to get with the times. What would you go for, Shan, if you had to choose one of them? Oh Christ, it's not that big a decision, is it?
Read that Daddy Longlegs, isn't she?
Pink dinner option.
Yeah, I think I might have to sneak that Daddy Longlegs into the stadium just for a little bit of protein.
Bread with it.
Come on, you got beer battered tofu and chips, jackfruit sandwich with fries, vegetable katsu curry, shiitake mushroom burger, or sweet potato and lentil pie. Come on.
It's probably the sweet potato and lentil pie.
Yeah,
sounds the worst.
Least
like
worst.
the best, the least worst.
Least worst option.
Yeah.
Bit like Eric Lamela for parts of last season. HG, what are you saying?
I'm just saying that if it is game 0, can we just call it a goalless draw now and then just leave? Right. If it finishes 0-0, we're happy. 0-0. Yeah, of those options, I probably would agree. I like lentils. I like sweet potato. I'd probably go with the pie. Beer battered tofu, no. Like, I eat quite a bit of tofu, but my wife marinades it and prepares it and does all the rest of it before we actually eat it. I don't know if beer batter would be enough to make that appetizing. I don't think so myself. So
a good question would be, is the beer vegan? You'd like to think so, but have they given that due consideration? Because some of those beers use fish guts.
Some of those beers use fish guts.
Craft beer, yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I want to hear more about the fish guts.
Well, I know it's a fact. So, John, maybe you know. But John, before we get waylaid, I'm not letting HG throw me off course. We'll come to fish guts and beer. John, what would you choose from that beautiful menu? So far, we've got 3 for the pie.
I think I'd have the curry.
You go for curry?
Yeah.
I must say, thank you for saving this segment, because if everyone said the pie, that'd be really boring. But yeah, vegetable katsu curry sounds nice. Available from Naan and Noodle. And Michael,
I'm going with John with the vegetable curry. I think because all the pies will be sold out by you guys. And if I get there late, I'll have to nick a curry.
All the pies.
I don't mind a vegetable biryani, so I don't think that's going to be much.
Vegetable biryani is nice.
Yeah, so I don't mind that. So I think I'll go with that.
Here we go. Cody Mack knows. These fish stomachs as filters. I knew it's something to do with the filtration of craft ales. A lot of them do use fish guts.
That is awful.
There you go. Never knew that.
So next time,
yeah, basically, it seems like a good reason to go vegan, doesn't it?
I mean, we've got some off. Let's go through the chat. There's lots of offers in here. The pie and mash shop will be extra busy on Sunday, quite possibly.
100%.
Tofu is the Eric Lamela of the food world. Dave, shout out. We miss you.
Does that mean that tofu is only good when it's not in England?
Well, maybe.
Or only bearable. Maybe good was too much.
Maybe that's the case. Thomas, no carbs, too short, feel at home. Not quite sure what that's about. Does he not eat carbs? He's quite thin. Is that why he's thin?
No carbs.
Might be one of the reasons. Yeah, he's very tall and very skinny, but he doesn't eat carbs. He's very much. I think he might be vegan himself. Certainly vegetarian. Okay. Yeah.
Well, vegans eat carbs, don't they? They die otherwise.
Yeah, that's all my wife eats. She's vegan and she eats a load of carbs. But yeah.
I know. Let's base our next time away shirts on a good old breakfast of bacon, sausage, eggs, beans, and mushrooms with black pudding. You've got to have black pudding with your full English, surely.
Oh, no.
If we're talking fish, that's in the running. Jackfruit and awful unless it's seasoned to unrecognisability. Shout out, Padre. How you doing this evening? Mushroom burger for Max. Definitely. Chris can't even be asked to name it. The last one on the list sounds all right, which is the pie. Games are promoted by lawyers. I'm saying full English breakfast before start up. And that's what's wrong with the team. They're not eating enough meat. So, yeah, lots of... I like this one. Baron Baxter. Vegans are not that bad. Come on, guys. I never said they're bad. I love vegans, actually. Yeah, I do. I love vegans. All of them. Yeah. That's not
what you said earlier in our little WhatsApp group, caller. But well, we'll leave it at that, I guess. Freedom.
I did say that, didn't I? No, I said the reason that vegans get a bad press is because a few crazy vegans try and literally ram the jackfruit down your gob, and you've got to eat this. You're polluting the planet. You're killing everything. You're going to kill everybody. Eat vegan like me. Yeah, okay.
Can we clip that bit just there, what you just said? Just the last bit.
No, please don't. Oh, John,
I mean, that's what people tend to do, is clip the bad things caller says without any context whatsoever.
Let's not get into that. Come on, guys. There's 100 people watching now. If you're watching, please don't clip me. And please hit the like button. There's 50 people hit the like button so far. We can get the number up. Come on, 90 people watching. Let's go. Let's go, Cheese Room. And if you want in on the Cheese Room action, you will notice there are some people in chat with a little symbol by their name. That is because they are YouTube channel members. And for a small fee, they get a little badge by their name to priority in terms of reading out their comments. Absolutely. And of course, they will get some custom emojis, including, I believe we're working on a secret design for a baby Nuno, which is like, Michael's heavily involved in this. Yeah. I've seen the concept and I've got to say I love it. What are you saying, Mike?
Yeah, well, I was shocked by the text I got earlier, a baby Nuno. I didn't know if that was like literally a baby Nuno, and then you explained it was a baby Yoda robe. So, yeah, no, I'm working on it. It's just it's a couple of little things I need to iron out before it goes sort of live. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Hopefully, by the time it comes out, he's not been sacked.
Do you not think Nuno would be a good Jedi? Like, he looks with that beard. If you put him in a cape and like a hood, he would be like in Star Wars, wouldn't he? Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. I can't tell you you're wrong. Usually I would do, but in this case I can't.
Yeah, well, Clement says London is blue, and come on Chelsea. That's an instant ban. But you're right. London is blue, Clement. Particularly the shorts of the Spurs kit.
Navy blue.
The shorts aren't blue anymore, caller.
Are they not?
No, they're white.
Oh, fuck off. Well, it's purple then, isn't it? That's the next thing on my run sheet. So let's, while we're on that case, Michael, does baby Nuno have a beard? Absolutely. It's like, imagine baby Yoda, if you've seen Star Wars, stick Nuno's head on it with a massive beard. That's what we're talking about. So yeah, absolutely.
I've got a good question that one of our resident Chelsea fans, thank you, Varun. I don't know how to say that, Varun.
Varun, probably.
Yeah, one player. I think we'd take more than one, but it's a decent question. Right? If we could take one player from the squad, who would it be? Because they have plenty of good players. There's no doubt about that.
Easy.
So go on then, Shannon. Which good-looking man is it?
N'Golo Kante. We're screaming out for a player like N'Golo Kante. I got a bit excited about that then. Yeah, I think he'd be perfect. He's just what we need. He just is everything that we like. He'd fix so many of our problems. It's got to be N'Golo Kante.
So you'd have him take Højbjerg's place? It's a bit odd.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
No, I'd have him play with Højbjerg. Come on, HG, stop being controversial.
Oh, Skippy.
Yeah, he'd take Skippy's place, wouldn't he? Imagine a midfield of Kante and Højbjerg.
I'm trying to think not of that really. Højbjerg would be just trying to spit on him all the time and come on. Slapping him around the face, motivating him. That's what he does to people. He's like a vicious Viking. Absolutely.
Stop slandering Højbjerg.
I'm on a mission to slander Højbjerg, to be fair. I wouldn't say any different. Would anyone say any different to Kante? I think he's world-class midfielder. Anyone else say any different? No?
I might be looking at a right back because I still think we need, I don't know. Reece James is a decent player. They've got, Lukaku. Could you really go wrong with Lukaku? I know we've got Kane, but
I take Lukaku as a backup striker, yeah. Just a backup.
Lukaku as a backup striker.
Just behind Kane, yeah.
Yeah. And I like this one. After all your suggestions, Levy would probably sign Werner.
We tried. All those years ago when he was still at Stuttgart, we tried to sign him and he said no because he wanted to stay in Germany. I think he stayed at Stuttgart for another year before he went on to Leipzig. We tried to get Werner. But
I'm so glad we didn't get Werner.
I think we all are, aren't we, Shan?
He's an absolute mare, isn't he?
So I just want to. We'll do some questions in a minute. So keep your questions coming in. Fire your questions in now. Hit them in there. Also consider joining the YouTube channel so you get priority over your questions. Let's go around quickly. New kit released. It's this ghastly purple thing, like the likes of which I've never seen. Cookie, you've seen it today. Yeah. What's it look like, man?
Terrible.
Describe it.
It's purple and like a limey, minty sort of greeny colour, like an old school kids' medicine, like the banana one you used to get when you was a kid. It's a bit like that. It's got some sort of cage on it, like scaffolding, across both sections of the shirt. It's a V-neck as well, which I hate. And it's a chunky V-neck with a thick black trim. And the only thing I thought of, like I said to you guys earlier, it's a proper Macho Man Randy Savage theme from the old school wrestling, It's definitely one for the younger kids. My little girls would love it. Don't get me wrong, they would love it. But I can't see. I don't see why any adult man would wear that or woman would wear that. To be honest, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Like the away kit is one of them kits that could grow on you. It's
as modelled by Shan.
Yeah, you're like, Jesus, that's a bit out there. But all of a sudden it starts to grow on you when you see it. This one, I can't see it happening. This one's just not going to take off for me.
I've got to be honest. After that, follow that, Shan.
I really like it. I like all three kits. I think. Do you know what? Everyone always slags off Nike kits and says they're boring. We can't slag off Nike and say our kits have been boring this season. I really like it. I'm going to buy it.
I just think they've got it wrong with the third shirt and the away shirt in the same season. I think they've gone too crazy with two shirts at the same time. I think they could have just done another plainer third shirt and had the away shirt as a statement one.
It's a statement, right?
It's definitely a statement, yeah. But I think they've just gone a bit crazy with the two kits coming out after the home shirt.
I really like it, but what I didn't understand is the photos they used to promote it, where literally Mora looks like he's got really long legs, a really short body, and then his head is massive. Have you seen them? It looks bizarre, but I actually like it. I'll be buying it, and then just because Michael said that, every time he's on here, I'm going to wear it.
Oh God,
I can't wait for that. Watch-alongs with you two will be the most fun you can possibly have. HG, come on then. What's your view on this kit? Will you be purchasing it?
No. Simply put, I haven't bought a kit since. I got the baby blue third kit a couple of years ago. That's the last one I got. But I don't buy Spurs kits very often. I'm sad because the Nike kits that we saw in the Euros. I bought the Dutch away kit, the black one. It's got the collar and the orange down the panels here. Why can't we have a Nike kit like that? You know, like why have we got these weird and wacky ones? Like I end up liking the home kit this year because the other two are so bad. And I would never buy a home kit, but I like the fact that it's just white. I like the fact that it's clean. Yeah, I wish we had a collar. Like my German team is Eintracht Frankfurt, and they have that kind of black kit with red panels, and they've got the collar, and I love it. I don't know why Spurs. How come we didn't get that as our home kit? Yeah. A lovely collar would be great, but the third kit itself, it looks like someone's been to Wimbledon and died in the sunshine. It's just no.
I think the only thing I would say you could defend it is the white sponsor. The sponsor's in white, the badge and the tick. I think that's good. That's the only good thing about it, is they've gone with a white sponsor instead of a red or some colour that we don't like. But other than that, I can't see any other positives for me.
Okay. And John, last but not least.
So I sort of want to see what it looks like when the players are wearing it on the pitch. It might sound a bit strange, but when the away kit came out, the second kit, a lot of people were very anti it. And I was like, it doesn't actually offend me too much. I don't know why. And I thought maybe I'm just a bit crazy. And now everyone seems to love it. So I'd like to see it in action. I'm not going to buy it. I wouldn't wear it around. But yeah, I'll reserve judgment for now, please.
We're just a bunch of grumpy old men, aren't we? I mean, apart from Shannon, who would buy it. Yeah.
I'm on the... Well, no, I'm not on the fence. It's really horrible. But in the interest of balance, I'll pretend I'm on the fence. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. Because, to be fair, when I saw the monstrosity of the away kit that Shannon's wearing there, I actually thought, when I saw it on paper, I thought, oh, no, that's terrible. But when I saw it on someone, it looks a whole lot better. And when the team playing it looks hot. It looks good. And obviously, when Shannon models it as well, it's mustard, of course. And when I model it, of course, it's
less so.
A fat middle-aged man in a ill-fitting shirt, but at the end of the day, I could be down with the kids. Come on, guys, get with the time.
Yeah. Shannon looks mustard in it, whereas it looks like you've just spilled mustard on it. That's the difference.
In a swirly, rubbed-in pat. Let's not go there. Right, comments. What grabs you? What you can all see the comments, hopefully. So let's pick a few out and go through them. Max is saying our third kit just nah. Okay, well, there's not a lot of love for it. I've got to be honest. I like this one. Would you rather Spurs get top four or win the Conference League? What are we saying then, people? Top four of the Conference League. Surely it's got to be top four because that gets you Champions League. Anyone disagree with that?
I just want to say, Varun, you're asking really good questions. Thank you for watching. People go on about trophies. Surely the Conference League is a trophy. Right, top four gets you into the Champions League. Look, don't get me wrong. I think top four is probably what I would want. But I find it surprising that everyone can be like, "Well, I want a trophy," and then actually, when they get the chance of getting one, they're like, "Oh no, actually, I'd rather finish fourth." I mean, because So I don't know, but I would probably go Champions League because we want to see Spurs playing the big teams. We do.
Yeah. And then we attract better players as well.
We'll get more money, and so Levy might spend that money because he doesn't spend any more than what we get in. But yes, there is an option that we might get better players, and I mean, in the summer with Jules Koundé, he said he only wanted to go to a Champions League team. We could offer that. Unfortunately, when we did it, it was Moussa Sissoko who only wanted a Champions League team, and we got him. So it's I don't know. I want us to progress as a club more than anything, and I guess Champions League is a better sign of that.
Anyone else got an opinion on it, guys?
I'm slightly torn because obviously I want to see Spurs win trophies. I want them days where we lift them and see the team do that. But I can totally understand where you guys are coming from in terms of moving the club forward and elevating us back to where we want to be. And that would be top four in Champions League football. As Shan said, attracting better players, having more money to spend, all comes from getting in the top four. But this club needs a trophy. Tottenham need a trophy. I'll be happy to win any of the trophies that we're in this season, without a doubt. But yeah, from elevating Tottenham back to the level they want to be at, then top four definitely does that, and the Conference League doesn't. So it's a tough one. Definitely a tough one.
Ray says, I know what for sure that kit will look good on Sonny. I think anything looks good on Sonny for me. And Dave Harris, I mean, Dave, bless him, he's still harking back to 1981 when the shirts were proper shirts. You know what I mean?
I think these kits do look better on the players, though, don't they? They always look better when the players wear them. Obviously, in the
I've got to be honest, mate. It's no wonder that shirt looks better on maybe Kane and his physique or Dyer and his physique than it does me. But you know, I still can definitely look better in it than Højbjerg, who looks like a builder. Right, question to the Spurs panel. How did you start supporting Spurs? So we'll briefly go round on this. Shan?
I don't think I can talk to you right now. I'm sorry.
Do you need a minute again?
Yeah.
All right, HG?
I'm a Spurs fan because my family is Spurs. My mum's side of the family especially. I've got 2 uncles, and they gave me my first kit when I was about 3. So I've never really done anything else. Weirdly enough, my dad's parents are Gooners. My dad was born in Islington. But my dad, and again, especially his younger brother, I think in the 70s, they went to Spurs one week and Arsenal the next, because I guess you could back then. You could do it now. But and they preferred going to Spurs. So it was only ever going to be Spurs, really, for me.
Interesting. John?
I was born in Enfield, grew up there. My dad is a proud Welsh rugby and cricket fan. My brother, who doesn't like football at all now, did get a bit into Spurs as a youngster, and I think I just picked up from him. He doesn't care about football anymore. So I'm the only Spurs fan in my family until I sort of forced it on my 18-year-old son. He now has to get the press with me on a regular basis.
Family bonding.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Cookie, how are we doing for you, mate?
Yeah, same as John. Born in Enfield, 15, 20 minutes from the stadium. Followed my dad's like a lot of people did back then. I think we covered this on Shan's show on Wednesday, didn't we? It was the same question that came up there. Yeah, so just followed my dad's, local boy. Yeah, I used to go down there as a kid. So my dad was a steward down there years ago when I was little. I used to get in the ground about 3 hours before kick-off, empty, with my dad's. And he used to say to me, right, sit there. And if anyone comes, just move along to the next seat. So I used to literally do that at the games. I used to sit there, someone would come and sit down. I'd end up moving all the way down the other end of the road. I couldn't even see my dad in the end. So I remember them days, the old wooden seats, just shuffling along every match day, doing the same thing. But yeah, no, I just grew up into it. All my family are Spurs. And later on in life, like my wife and her family are Spurs. So yeah, just born into it, really. Good
stuff. Faz says, big up Faz. Galini is Lloris's replacement next season. It's an interesting question. He didn't, I think, do particularly well last night, in my opinion. Let's go around and get an opinion on this, as it is a super sticker, super chat. We always go through everyone's views on those. So if you want that, then do stick them in. Shan, let's go to you first. Are you talking to me again yet?
I can't believe the slander on PEH night. What's he done to you? What's he done to you,
And he scored last night.
And he scored a great goal last night. It was not a tap-in.
It was a good finish. It was actually a good finish, to be fair.
He's got such a cultured right foot. It's untrue. Come on, let's talk Galini.
Yeah. He didn't cover himself in glory last night, but he's looked good in some games. In other games, he's looked a bit... To be fair, he's not really had a decent back four playing in front of him either.
Yeah.
So that probably doesn't help. He's probably nervous of the fact that the back four are not great. So I'd like to see him with a proper back four and see how he does. But yeah, I mean, it's looking like he is going to be. I know there's rumours of Hugo signing a new 2-year deal. I hope he does. But yeah, if it is going to be Galini, then I want to start seeing him with a decent back four to see if he can deliver the goods.
Absolutely, just like your man Højbjerg. See where I went.
See, my man Højbjerg always delivers the goods.
Cookie, what are we saying?
Yeah, I'm confused about the deal with Galini. Is he got to play? Is it 20 appearances or 20 Premier League appearances before we make it permanent? I'm a bit confused. I've been hearing different stories about it, so I'm not actually sure how that's going to work.
There's definitely a obligation to buy if he plays X amount of games. So
yeah, I've been hearing Premier League games. I'm thinking, how's he going to get that? You know, unless he outs Lloris as number one. I can't see him making that. I can't see him making it. But yeah, like Shan said, he hasn't had the best defences in front of him. He's coming in the competition where we are, putting a makeshift back four together or back three. I think his time will come in the FA Cup and the League Cup as we get further into that. Hopefully, beating Wolves in a couple of weeks' time. We might see him with a little bit of a better back four going forward. But yeah, if he can just get his head down and keep playing and wait for his chance, maybe he'll be a replacement. But the 2-year deal for Lloris could be a game changer in that. I don't know.
What are you saying, John?
I like him with the ball at his feet. I like he catches a lot. He doesn't parry stuff out, does he? Generally catches stuff. What's worrying me, he's getting beaten, like in the pre-season games, noticeable as well, beating shots in the corner. And maybe it's because he doesn't look the tallest, does he? I don't know how tall he is. As far as the deal, Michael, I think it's a case of Liddy's probably pulled one over. If he doesn't play those 20 Premier League games, it means we don't have to sign him, but we can sign him if we want to.
Right, okay.
That's probably, if that's true, that's a masterstroke. But yeah, I think we just need to get in the season to see how he goes, because he'll play on all the cup games, won't he? I think it'd be great if Luke Hugo stays, but time will tell if he wants to go to his hometown team that HD will remind us is
Nice.
There you go, Nice. And do you think he's Nice HG? Would you take Galini?
Look, I think Hugo will leave. I think Galini may well stay, but I don't think he's guaranteed to be first choice. So replacement, I don't think we can say. I want him to do well, but given what Spurs have done over the years, we've loaned in various keepers at various times. I'd like to see Brandon Austin go out on loan and see what he can do, but yeah, it's tough. I think that I'd be surprised if Galini gets it automatically. I think we'll sign another keeper next year, and we may have a competition then.
Yeah. Well, for my money's worth, I think he's been bought with that in view, or on loan with an option to buy with that in view. But I think it completely depends on how he impresses on his loan, really. And I think he's yet to be convinced. I mean, you say he doesn't parry and catches a lot. He literally parried it into the front of an attacker, didn't he?
Yeah, he parried it yesterday. Yeah.
So I think for me, he's not the required quality right now. That's not to say he won't be good. He needs to run a games. And actually, I agree with you guys. I think you need to see him in front of a back four that is competent before you can really, truly judge him.
But hang on a second. Surely if the back four is competent, you won't see him that much because he won't be used that much. Like the backward logic here. Surely a keeper... I
think we know he's a good shot stopper. I think we've seen him make lots of good saves, both in pre-season. I think you've got to see him consistently for a few games with the first choice defence to judge him. I think that is fair. I think
a decent defence gives a goalkeeper confidence. Hugo's shaky when he's got a dodgy back four as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. I think the communication as well. In terms of if he's got a good back four with lots of shouty defenders, that he's going to have a lot more confidence when coming for balls and therefore look a lot better than he is with, say, Dyer at centre back.
You're very controversial tonight, caller. I don't like it. You're not being a very nice person.
I'm probably COVID stuff, to be honest. I've got COVID, to be fair.
That's not an excuse.
Well, it's not an excuse for bad behaviour, but what can I say? Look, can you believe this? We're being like
sabotaged, yeah.
Like
invaded.
Like 3-0, Chelsea 3-0. Chelsea 7-0. What's the hate for Nuno, baby Nuno? I can't believe it. This in from Paul. Nuno considered alternating training schedule, moving final pre-match session to late on Saturday, I guess, so that Lo Celso, Romero, Sanchez can be involved in the tactical preparation at Chelsea. That's smart, isn't it? I gotta say, I hate Romero plays. I really do. He's like, what do we spend? Was he about 50 million or something we spent on him?
And 42, wasn't it?
42, 45.
42, and he's barely played, isn't it? Oh,
it was 42 plus add-ons.
We love an add-on at Spurs. Let's talk score then. What do you all think the score's going to be? So, and again, get involved with this, guys, in the chat. do drop your score predictions in the chat, even if they are ridiculous, like those two that I read out before. Shan, what are you saying? What will be the score?
So on the pod last night, I gave the optimist Spurs fan scoreline, and I gave the realist scoreline. So the optimist in me thinks it will be 2-2. The realist in me thinks we'll lose 3-1.
Okay, HG.
2-0 Chelsea. Sorry. They're just really, really good.
Not even a goal.
Well, where's it going to come from?
Kane.
Yeah, what? How? Is he going to pass it to himself? Is he going to
I'm telling you now, this has got written all over it. And this is my prediction. Spurs are going to score a goal on the break against a run of play. Probably Son, a bit like he did against Manchester City. Goal of the month for Spurs. And the footnote. And then Chelsea are going to peg us back and probably score a couple of goals. I mean, that's the reality. But I think there'll be hope. And you should never lose hope. There's lots of, good scores coming in. Look, Ams is saying 2-0. Delhi. Kane, I will come back to your question as to why I don't support Spurs, but I'll do it after the predictions. Sam's saying 3-0 to Cheatski. Peter P is saying 1-1. Fence sitting. Bob is saying 2-1 Spurs. I love it, Bob. That's a bloody optimism, isn't it? Come on. Faz is saying 2-1 Spurs. Daniel saying 1-0. So, that is good. Can I just say, we need to get the likes up. There's 187 people watching right this precise second in time. And we've got, how many likes is it? 65, which that means there's 120. Come on, hit the like. Even if you're a Chelsea fan, we deserve your like just for listening to you say that you're going to beat a 7-0, which, quite frankly, is disgusting. You're about to be banned from the channel. But, please do hit the like button before you go. Own
goal by Werner.
Where was it? You are?
It's this one.
Own goal by Werner. There's a very good chance of that. Yeah, I can absolutely believe it.
I can't. Do you think Werner knows where the other net is as well? I'm not sure.
You never know. John, what's your prediction, mate?
I went for 3-1 Chelsea in our prediction league. So, don't want it to happen, but probably is going to.
Oh, dear. I was hoping you were going to say I've changed my mind. Cookie, what are you saying, mate?
I think it's hard, isn't it? Because we don't know the team. Because we don't know what the team looks like and what we're going to put out there. It's hard to make a prediction. But just going off what I think our team will be, I think it could be a 1-1 draw. And I think you're right, Caller. I think Harry Kane will have a moment in this game. I think he'll have his first moment of the season. And nick a goal on the. I think we might start off like the City game, where City was sort of on top of us for the first sort of 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then we grew into the game and then started to catch them on the break. But again, without knowing the starting 11, in terms of attack, it's hard to make a prediction. But I'm going to go 1-1 and a Kane score for Spurs.
Okay. Wow.
Can I just say, years ago, I guess it must be 25 years ago, I was at Spurs and we lost 6-1 at home to Chelsea. I want it to be better than that. Is that positive? Does that count as being positive?
I've got a bit more confidence because we're at home. I'm so glad we're at home and not away this weekend. That gives me a little bit more confidence than
Look at this from Sam. Werner hat trick. Honestly, if that happens, it would just be Spursy, wouldn't it? Because
he's just taking the piss. Bless him. I think. I didn't answer why I support Spurs. No. Well, the reason is because I watched Italia 90, which as an 8-year-old. So there you go. And Gaza and Lineker were my favourite two players, and obviously they played for Spurs. So from there, my dad took me to a game, and the rest is history. Cursed ever since. Unfortunately for me, or fortunately, because they've given me amazing moments all through my life, once or twice. How did I get the Spurs shirts beside it? So I got those signed personally myself from stalking the people who signed them. But I like this one. Bear in mind, you can't take it with you. Wouldn't you think Joe Lewis would want to invest enough money in the squad to give us a fighting chance of winning something in his lifetime? No, Roy, I don't think he does. I think he's more interested in banknotes in his vault. He's doing a bit of a Scrooge McDuck thing probably as we speak. Does anyone think that anyone got a different view? Anyone think that Joe Lewis is going to suddenly splurge a load of cash on Spurs before he dies?
No, he'll probably buy another yacht.
Yeah, no, I can't see it. 20 years he ain't done it, so why is he going to change now, sort of thing?
Well, this is it. Here's a question. Would you eat nothing but beer battered tofu for a fortnight if we're guaranteed we beat Chelsea this weekend? I'm saying yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I absolutely hate Chelsea. I hate Chelsea with a passion. I think them are my least favourite team. You know, they are to me what West Ham are to you, HG. Hate them. Small club.
Wait. So are you saying that you hate them that much, and yet you still wouldn't eat beer battered tofu for a fortnight to guarantee 3 points? Because you hate vegans more.
I don't hate vegans. Why are you saying this? This is slander. I don't hate vegans.
Clip it.
I don't hate vegans. I hate virtue signaling vegans. That's all. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I think.
Caller just comes on the show to insult everyone.
I'm not insulting everybody.
Cryogenically frozen.
I like vegans. Joe Lewis be cryogenically frozen. Oof. 6-1 was Gross's first. Christian Gross. What a blast from the past that is.
I didn't know that. I remember it being early December, and I know that he joined late November, so it's more than possible. But that was a bad day.
Torre Andre Flo hat-trick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We faced the most shots in the league this season up until Palace we didn't concede. Hugo should get a new contract. Just a quick show of what you think. Do you think Hugo is going to sign that contract or not? Shan, you first.
Yeah, I think if the deal's right, there's no reason why he wouldn't. He's given up his career so far to play for Spurs. Why not carry on?
Every Frenchman's dream, right? HG?
It all depends on what offers he's got. Like if Nice make top 4 in France, I think he might go there. If they don't, he might decide to stay. But I think the question about Hugo will be offered a new contract. There's no doubt about that in my mind. The question is whether he wants it. So it will be down to Hugo. But I am preparing myself that he will leave.
What are you saying, John?
I think I don't know if you've seen the stuff about Alvaro since he's moved. How one of the reasons he moved was for his family. He's actually getting to see his family now in Dubai. I think for Hugo, obviously his kids have grown up in England. He might want them to be having a bit more culture and move to France. I don't know how old they are, but that might be a big part of it. Now he's, what is he, 35?
Yeah, he's about 35, 34.
Yeah, he might want to end his career in France, so that would be a big part. But I think the club will offer him a lot of money to stay.
Good stuff. Cookie?
Yeah, I think he'll stay. Unless he gets a great offer to go back to France, or I've heard MLS as well. He could be interested to move to MLS to start a new life over there. But I do think if a 2-year deal's on the table and it's right for him, I think he will sign that.
And interesting, John wants to sell Lloris. I'm not sure he'll have any value this season with like a few months left on his contract, but there you go. All views welcome in the cheese room, even ones I don't like. Eddie says, I've been lucky to see us win trophies. My first time seeing us win the FA Cup was against, guess who? Chelsea. Well, let's hope we get some glory this season, Eddie. I think it is long overdue. Good Beat says, lots of space behind Chelsea to exploit. If they give us the amount of chances like the Villa game, we would punish them. I mean, that's an interesting point, isn't it? They were quite open against Villa. HG, do you see the match going like that?
I'd love it to, but I think we'd have to be progressive and forward-thinking for that to happen. So, yeah. I think Chelsea are probably just going to be a bit stronger. But, let's hope we get some chances and we can take one. The thing is, if we score first, then all bets are off, right? If we manage to get the first goal, we'll see what can happen. It'll be the first time Chelsea have been behind, I think, this season. So it'll be nice to see it. But, I'm not expecting much. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. What's your thoughts on that, just as well, Cookie? What are you saying? Do you think if Hill's in the team, he can exploit the space?
Yeah, that's what he likes to do, isn't it? I think, like I said, I think they might get on top of us in the opening section of the game, but I think we can sort of grow into it and start to catch him on the counter attack, and that's where I think he can get in them gaps if he does play. Yeah, I think if we can just break at pace, I think obviously, like I said, the team lineup's crucial to that. Obviously, we don't know what that is yet, but if we can do like we did against City and just bide our time and pick our moments, then if we can nick a goal like HG said and get in front, then all bets are off. And then we've got something to go on. We just don't want to concede early. I think that's the crucial point for me. We don't want to be conceding in the first 5-10 minutes to Chelsea, because then it is an uphill battle for the rest of the game. But yeah, I think if we can just get our noses in front and then just build on from there, then why not? Anything can happen,
Paul saying Tottenham winger Brian Hill has been nominated for 2021 Golden Boy Award. Shan, what do you reckon about that then? I don't even know what that means, to be honest. Is that good? I'm guessing it is good.
His mum's really proud.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that award comes from, but if he's nominated for it, I suppose it's a good thing. Hopefully, it doesn't make him cursed, because this is what we do. We praise wonder kids far too young, and then they end up a bit like Odegaard.
Yeah.
Playing for Arsenal.
What, in the showers? No.
Stop it. Everyone else is completely oblivious to what you're talking about as well, which makes
they really are.
So much
or they're just not acknowledging it. Yeah.
I was just looking it up. I'll read you the first few winners. It started in 2003. Van der Vaart, Rooney, Messi, Fabregas, Aguero. And then
I was about Odegaard, but hey, Odegaard, leave Kaza alone. The caller must be very stupid for saying he hates Chelsea. I'm not even going to respond to the level of. No, I'm just not going to be. I'm working on my feedback. I'm going to do it good. Not saying a word. The annual award is handed to the player deemed the brightest talent of the 21 years. There you go. Absolutely.
That's right. Erling Haaland will win it. Almost certainly.
Yeah. There's some really good players in there.
But he's nominated, so that means he's in the top 40 talents of his age group, doesn't it? Listen, I need some ice in my drink, so can you guys chat for a minute while I just...
All right. Yeah, bugger off. Guys.
Why am I shattered? What
do you think about this one?
Too much whiskey.
Because, he's trying to kill COVID on the inside. Or pickle it. I don't know which. Michael, what do you think? Do you hate Chelsea more than Arsenal?
No. I'm being honest. I hate Arsenal. They're the team I hate the most. They're obviously close. Chelsea, West Ham. There's teams close to that. But for me, beating Arsenal and getting one over on Arsenal is the one for me as a Spurs fan. I think it's a massive tradition, isn't it? And a massive rivalry. Just to beat Arsenal is perfect. It makes a perfect day for me. But saying that, Chelsea, I can see why everyone hates Chelsea. I can even see why people hate Chelsea more than Arsenal. But no, Arsenal still nick it for me.
And what about you, John?
It's 50-50 for me. I've so many things to dislike about Chelsea. As Michael said, I get the whole Arsenal thing, and they are big rivals, but probably because we've been a bit ahead of them for the last few years, it's been less of an issue in a way. Whereas Chelsea always seem to be up there. They raise their game for us more than anyone else. They hate us, and that. Whereas, we're the most hated in London, aren't we? West Ham, Chelsea, and Arsenal all raise their game against us.
They're all jealous. That's what it is. Because the thing is, I mean this nicely. There's no reason to hate Spurs. We don't win anything, so why would you hate Spurs?
It's a nice ground.
Yet they all do. They all do hate us.
I've never understood that. I've never understood why West Ham hate Tottenham so much.
They're just desperate for a rival.
Yeah, it's just jealousy. It can only be jealousy.
It's like when Chelsea and Arsenal play each other and they spend their 90 minutes singing about Spurs. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I think the reason I hate Chelsea so much is because my first girlfriend when I was 18, her whole family were Chelsea. That's basically the reason why. And it was the period in time when they were actually really good. Jose was like first over in the country, and they were winning just literally everything and buying the league, doing a city. And they just used to rub our nose in it, and we were shit. Let's be honest, we were terrible. So yeah, I think that's where my hatred comes from of Chelsea. But yeah, it carries through to this day. Because let's face it, they're not a proper club, are they? They're there on the back of one guy's whim. Like before Abramovich bought Chelsea, they were a shit team from the posh part of London. They're still a shit team from the posh part of London. They've just got a few pennies in the bank and they can buy what they like. That's the only difference. History.
Like my only real memory of Chelsea back before they had money was the car park they had behind one of the goals.
Yeah,
like that to me was like a Greyhound track. Did they play football at a Greyhound track?
Yeah, it was
madness, absolute madness that a football club can consider themselves a football club when the car park is behind the goal. It's just that to me will represent Chelsea until the day I die.
Yeah, and if their stadium was a complete shithole and still is to a degree. They're just the original Man City, aren't they? Like no club, no great history or anything. They like to make out they were good once. Maybe they won a couple of FA Cups or something, but nothing really. I mean, it says it all. Abramovich tried to buy Tottenham and was rebuked. That's how he ended up buying Chelsea, isn't it? So that just says it all, really. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Although I do wish Abramovich bought Tottenham and not Chelsea, let's be honest.
No, I don't. Because it's just, where's the satisfaction? It's like paying a prostitute to lose your virginity, as someone said about Man City. It's just hollow, isn't it? There's no joy in winning anything when you've just paid for it all.
I don't know. I think Chelsea are run a bit differently to Man City. Chelsea are actually very well run. They've got a good academy.
They are now.
Yeah.
But before, you've got to bear in mind that started somewhere, didn't it?
They spent a lot on their academy to get that infrastructure and the players, paying them silly money, didn't they? Never played a game, loan them out, get big fees for them, sell them. And that's been their turnover for the last 20 years, isn't it?
Yeah, there were nothing before Abramovich. And guess what? When Abramovich goes, there'll be nothing again. That's what I reckon. Dave Harris says it all. Chelsea is scum. I completely echo your thoughts. Yeah. And part of me is jealous we're not a money club, but equally, part of me goes, well, it's a hollow victory, isn't it? It's bollocks. It makes a mockery of football. There you go. That's my view on it, Shan. Sorry about that. Right. We'll be going an hour and a half. Let's wrap up here. Shan, thanks for joining us again in the Room of Cheese. Looks like you might have some company now for the watch along this weekend.
Oh, God, here we go. Yeah. I look forward to it, caller. A whole 2 hours of the caller. What more could I want on a Sunday?
3 hours of caller. 4 hours of caller.
Absolutely. It's all available. It's there for the taking.
You'll do the pod afterwards.
You what, sorry?
You'll do the pod afterwards as well, won't you?
I've got endless time on my hands now, John, apparently. So, yeah, maybe.
Caller can actually start doing some work.
Oh, that's a bit rich. HG, thanks very much for joining us.
No problem. Loved it as always.
John, thanks for popping by, mate.
Thanks for having me back.
Always a pleasure. And Cookie, you going to the game the weekend?
Yeah, I'll be there, yeah. Well, yeah. I'll be there in physically. I don't know about mentally. I think I want to be at home, but we'll see how the game goes, and hopefully we can get something, just anything out of the game. Hopefully,
I think we've got to be positive. We were top of the league. We've lost one game with like most of the team out. There's no reason why we can't do it. If we can beat City 1-0, we can beat Chelsea.
Yeah,
we can beat Chelsea 1-0. No problem, because they're better than City. Not. City are better than them. That's what I meant.
Can we just look at this?
Too much whiskey. Oh, bless.
I mean, I've never seen anyone say that Spurs are a well-run club.
Is that because we don't win nothing, or?
Yeah, I was going to say this is like Spurs fans saying that Kroenke is the best thing to happen to Arsenal, or Arteta in. It's the same thing.
Yeah, a little backhander, yeah.
To be fair, Elias, look, Spurs are run very well. We don't win stuff. We're not run as well as you guys. I think that's fair to be said. We don't sell our academy players on for 15, 20 million a go. We should start doing that. Frankly, we probably should start doing a lot of more what Chelsea have been doing. But yeah, it's unfortunately the starting capital that you guys had, it kind of colours everything for most of us now. But yeah, you can't deny that what they do with their money right now has been better than a lot of teams.
Well, if as I said before, if we can beat City, who are a better team than Chelsea, we can beat Chelsea. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Thank you. Let's have some optimism. Come on.